So, what are you supposed to do when luck is not on your side? When it seems like the whole world stands between you and your ambition? I feel like that's happening to me. Hi, I'm Arjun Arun, and I'm trying to write my first book and also trying to speak while I'm exercising. So, a little setback that happened. I was typing my book out on the Google Doc, and the Google Doc got deleted. So, that happened because of my own stupidity, but now in hindsight, it feels like it was intended by the universe. But so, what happened basically was my Gmail storage was about to get full. So, I decided to delete some files, and I was a bit frustrated at the moment. And I thought I indiscriminately started deleting files. I just clicked on select all and let the phone do the rest of the work. But then I went to my computer to write again and gave me a notification saying your file is deleted and the Google Doc didn't load. So obviously I was in a state of panic. It took me a long time just to get the Google Doc or the book, the first draft to whatever state it has been. Yeah, the entire all the files were permanently deleted. So there's no way I could recover them from the trash bin. But luckily we live in 2025. So I went and asked ChatGPT how to get permanently deleted files back. And it told me you can go to the Google Help Center. I went there, found the file recovery tool, and I got my Google Doc back. What's been happening since then, though, is I don't feel like I'm writing at the same quality. Like, I can. Every author worth his salt would want to write a book that only contains content that he's made at his best, that they have made at their best. Sorry to be, I promise to be more gender neutral, but that they've made at their best. But I don't feel like I'm doing that anymore. And at you got at to a certain extent, it's also a product. So product can't always be made when you're at your best. Sometimes you gotta keep working even when you're at your worst. I mean that works for objective things like maybe workout. I can still do 30 push-ups if I'm not in the mood, but writing is not the same. Writing is qualitative, not quantitative. I might be able to write more pages even if I'm not in the mood, but those pages may not be as engaging or interesting as when I'm in a mood. I don't know what I'm doing. It kind of feels like I'm just droning on into an endless abyss, no end in sight. Feels like a tunnel that just keeps going round and round and round. And I'm trying to find a light out, but I'm just digging myself in deeper. Yeah, another thing. I've been researching a lot about how to write good characters, and I came across some really interesting stuff that helps in character building, fantasy writing, if you want to create good relationships between characters. And I really think there's one thing I have to say about all that I'm learning. It's that people are usually arrogant when they do not know something or they think that they know more than they actually do. But the second you start to learn that arrogance is of two types. One kind of arrogance shatters when you learn something new. The other turns into curiosity. I believe I have that kind that turns into curiosity because the second I discovered different ways of writing characters, there's so many different. Just go to YouTube, just type how to write a good character. The amount of stuff that I found which helped me out was insane. And before this, I have kind of never used YouTube that much in my life. And I started using it for work. Basically, I was consuming content. There was there's not an analogy for that. And it felt good. Like imagine being in a classroom and you actually want to study. That's what it felt like. And since then, I've been feeling like I'm improving in all aspects of my life: fitness, intellect. There are three aspects to a person, I believe. One is the physical aspect, one is the mental aspect, one is the spiritual aspect. I feel like I'm improving in all three aspects right now. Physically, with my fitness, mentally, I feel a lot more clear headed, lot more together, you know, more focused, concentrated. And spiritually, I feel satisfied now. I feel fulfilled. I mean, obviously, I don't feel fulfilled. I'm not gonna feel fulfilled until I become successful, and I will. It's just a matter of when. But I feel like, life is going well. Then again, it could just be a phase, and I'll be back to feeling like I'm not worth anything, and then it will be again back to my life is so great. So it keeps switching, but now I have discovered different power within me. That even when the days are bad, I can still power through. I can still push through. I can still get the job done now. That's what I feel like I'm able to do, which I wasn't able to do before. My father actually helped me a lot with this. He said that the times where you feel like giving up are the times where you got to show up. And I feel like I've kind of taken that saying to heart. And now, whenever I feel like giving up, I just got to remember that I have got to become a best selling author.